Hey everybody, welcome back to Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz, Jack and later still like Jackson, and this one's coming from my little galley kitchen, and this one's just an idea I had. I hope it turns out alright, and we're going to try it, okay? Before we get into it, be sure to like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. There's a bell down in that corner, get your notifications when we do these as close to Tuesdays and Fridays as we can. Also, there's a link down in the doobly-doo for our merch. I'm wearing our apron. I finally got it back from getting cleaned, and it's immediately got my dog's hair all over it. So, gotta have that dog glitter, I think as some people call it. Also, happy first day of October, man. So it's Halloween time. For me, it's Halloween time all year round, but some people only celebrate this month. It's weird. Some people only do it at the end of the month, like one day. Whatever. Let's get into the food. I swear it's going to work. I hope. Let's get into the food. Alright, so it's not a lot of stuff here. You're going to need one of these bags of the cooked crawfish. Mine's got ice cream stuck to it because it's been in the refrigerator for a little bit. But you want to thaw that out. You want to get you a couple of pieces of garlic. The more the merrier. Or you can just get the minced stuff. I don't judge. That's much less labor intensive. You're going to want one onion, whatever color onion you want. I got some green onions too. We're just going to garnish with that. It's a little wilty there. Sorry about wiggling my onion there. So, yeah, and apologies to my non-onion eaters. I'm really sorry. I was trying to find something. You're going to need some ginger and some sesame seeds. You want to know it's butter, and you can finally kind of see what I was talking about every time when we're talking about the measurements are on the side of the butter. Makes it easier, right? And you're going to want some teriyaki sauce. This is the marinade stuff. This is the more liquid one. I've tried it with the thick one, and it doesn't work as well. Also, the couple of heads of broccoli, and you're going to need some pasta of any kind, like the long skinny stuff. But I found these that are crawfish shaped. I don't want to use them on something, so I'm going to put them in this. That was the whole impetus behind trying to come up with this recipe. So, but yeah, you can add some stuff. We're watching or listening to Philip DeFranco while we're cooking today. That's my daily news source Monday through Thursday. Shout out to that guy. So first things first, get you some water and start your pasta, right? It's going to take a little while. So you want to skin your garlic. I always just do this off screen, but I figured I'd go ahead and show you. Just take and peel that extra little skin off of each of the little cloves, I guess that's clove. The whole bulb is the whole thing, right? Onion, same thing. I always just do this without anybody looking, but go ahead and cut that root and that knot off the top, and then pull that little skin part off the side. See how that works? Just right off the side, and you're good to go. Yeah, usually I don't show all this kind of stuff just because it's very boring, but I had to pad out the video today. So once you get it cut, go ahead and get your garlic cloves and you cut it as thin as possible, and you want to go over it a couple of different times, right? I usually speed this up, but somebody's been asking me, like, I can't really see what you're doing with the knife. It's not that I'm doing it fast. I just, edit the video to make it look like I'm doing it fast. So just put it in there, just slowly push it through. Mind your fingers. Don't go faster than what your skill or what you think you can do. Don't try to push it. You can cut it just as slow or just as fast as you feel. All right, get that done. Your onion, we're going to go ahead and split it in half. It makes it easier to work. All right, so from side to side, because you got them bald spots where you just cut off the roots and stuff on the other side. Now you can take it and just cut rings if you want to go from the outside to the inside, but I want to cut some smaller pieces here. So I'm going to start on the outside and just cut little grooves, thin as possible, this way, and then we're going to run it back the other way. Like, again, I always say onion is, it cheats when you come to cutting it up because it already comes in rings, so you just got to cut it once and it'll just kind of come apart. But if you want anything smaller, just go ahead and cut it up, and it makes you look like you've been dicing onions all day and just really working, and all you did was like cut it twice, which is nice. All right, so just go ahead and cut it both ways. Again, be very, very careful. Again, shout out to Andy for the sharp knives. I need to send these back to get sharpened, but yeah, just go ahead and do that whole onion and your garlic, set them off the side. Wash your broccoli. Make sure you wash it, especially if you've had it for a while, to keep the broccoli spiders out of it, and keep it on that boiling water. Let it start boiling before you do anything with it. So you get your broccoli here. Just go ahead and you can pull off all the little florets. Look like the little trees, right? Eat the little nubs if you feel like. That's that chef's benefit, I guess. And then you can take it and cut it in half, right? That makes it a small piece. It's still recognizable as broccoli. It's not just green mush in there, but it's not, big enough to really choke anybody. So just go ahead and do both of those. That's the most time-consuming part of this entire thing. So now that your water is boiling, go ahead and we're going to do 3 cups of our pasta. Not going to do the whole bag because that would be just way too much pasta. I think 3 cups might be kind of getting it close because this makes a lot of food. So just trying to pour it in there, and I get a lot of broken ones. Get you a wooden spoon so you don't get beat up by your ancestors. Get them all in the water. See how cute that is? That's a little crawfish-shaped pasta. Like, Show it. There it goes. See, that's just neat. I just wanted to do that with some crawfish. So, and teriyaki just kind of hit me nice. So I'm going to use a wok. You can use a large skillet here. It's just going to be a lot of stuff. So this is my biggest cooking thing. So I'm going to use 2.5 tablespoons of butter to start cooking all this kind of stuff. And go ahead and take it. Now I'm going to also show you this thing somebody always says. You just do a lot of stuff off screen. So I'll go ahead and cut it up. I don't want to cut it up in the pot because it'll scratch that nonstick surface. So I'm putting it in my hand. So if I want to scratch anything, it's going to be my hand, which isn't safe, but it's better for my pots. My skins will grow back, the pots won't. So get that in there. I'm going to put it about a 6 out of 9, about medium high. Let the butter melt, and then add your garlic and onion to it. Again, apologies to my people that are allergic to onions. That's Cy and Hot Mess. I apologize to you guys. I'm trying to find a good replacement for that kind of stuff. But you want to stir this around, let it cook until it just starts to get see-through. Okay? And then go ahead and add that crawfish. Now, the crawfish we're using is already pre-cooked and shelled, deveined, and fixed. Right, so it's ready to go. So really, we just need to reheat it, make sure it gets the right temperature where it's cooked. So we're good. So we're going to add this in here so we don't overcook our onion and garlic. Now we're going to add our little bit of ginger here. We're going to use a single teaspoon of this stuff. You can easily overpower something with ginger, but it always just makes everything smell and taste so great. So I try to use it as much as I can. And we're going to use 1 cup of our teriyaki stuff here. Now, if it was the thicker stuff, you might want to do about 3/4 to half a cup because it's so thick, and once it hits the butter, it spreads really easy. But this one is liquid, so it coats real easy. But it looks like it's a little pond at the bottom. But you also got to add your broccoli and your pasta, so it's going to coat it, and that'll all get picked up. So give that a little stir, then add your sliced broccoli florets there. And I don't like putting in my broccoli at the same time onions and stuff. That was what I was told with some other recipes. But the overcooked broccoli is just green mush, and I'm not a fan of it. So I still want a little bit of crisp, a little crunch to it. So I'll add it after I add the meat and the seasoning stuff. That way I can get it tossed, get it nice and warm, get it cooked, but not wilted and sad. Right? So make sure it's all got a nice stir to it where it's just starting to bubble. We're still leaving it at like 6 out of 9. We're going to go ahead and strain and drain, not rinse our pastas. And then once we do that, we're just going to add that to it. Now, the limited time for the broccoli in the heat with just this and the stir, it's going to cook it perfectly. Your pasta is already going to be cooked. And go ahead and toss it in. You can put it in when it's soft is what it's going to do. I'm going to use a tablespoon and a half of the sesame seeds. Give it a toss where that's where everything else is. And this is good. Once it gets to heat, go ahead and kill the heat and serve it right out of here. Dress it with your green onions. But that's it. That's all it takes. Just make sure it's not stirred. Everybody's got some of that teriyaki stuff on it. I say everybody when I'm talking about the food ingredients. But make sure all the food ingredients are coated and put it in a bowl, serve it, and that works perfectly. The small crawfish thing has so many holes, so it's so easy to use the chopsticks for it. But yeah, this is great. It's crawfish. I don't know if you'd want to reheat it, but it'll work for meal prep. This made a lot of food. Our biggest expenditure was the crawfish at like $4. I actually caught it on sale at H-E-B. Shout out to them. But yeah, you gotta try this one. It worked out really well. And there you have it, folks. Turned out great. You better like crawfish because that works. If you want to do different vegetables and stuff, let me know. I'll revisit this. This is the ones that just came to mind when I had the teriyaki stuff. I wouldn't mind taking it and putting some cornstarch in it, getting that a little thicker. But it turned out great. It made a lot of food, so that's really good. Now, again, it's at our $10 budget, so that works. If you want to do it differently, let me know. Put it down in the comments. That's what they're there for. You can also find us on social media. Let me know over there. Facebook, Pinterest, Patreon. We're at all those at Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. We're at Living Between over at Instagram. I had to shorten it down over there. You can also find me, Osway Nerdy, on all those, including over on Twitter and on TikTok. But I'm usually just talking nerd stuff, but I'll talk cooking stuff too. That's fine. I will see y'all next time. Happy Halloweening for this month. And just enjoy the food. Y'all be safe, okay?